Welcome to the Magical Maine Museum. Today, we are exploring a place known as the Pine Tree State. Maine sits in the top right corner of the United States map, in a region called New England. If you look closely at the map, Maine is the only U.S. state that touches exactly one other state. It shares a border with New Hampshire, while the rest of its edges meet the country of Canada and the Atlantic Ocean. Being tucked away on the far edge of the country means Maine is covered in deep forests and surrounded by cold, choppy water. Living in that wild environment has shaped the hard-working people who call it home. Long before Maine was a state, this area was known as the Dawnland. The Wabanaki Nations, the people of the first light, have lived here and cared for the land for longer than anyone can remember. They traveled the area's massive network of rivers by building brilliant canoes out of birch bark, designed to glide smoothly over rocky rapids. Eventually, settlers arrived from Europe to catch fish in the cold ocean and cut tall trees to build ships. By 1820, Maine officially became its own state. Maine's history is a living story where ancient indigenous culture and centuries of maritime traditions continue to grow together today. If you travel across Maine, you will find thick, snowy forests and high mountains inland, which eventually give way to a rugged, rocky ocean coast. This cold weather is perfect for the animals that live here, like black bears, calling loons, and massive moose wandering through the wetlands. People have built their own impressive landmarks here too. The city of Augusta is the state capital, where leaders meet under the tall dome of the State House to make laws. In Portland, the state's largest city, tall lighthouses stand guard on the cliffs. Their bright lights help steer sailors safely away from the dangerous rocks. Whether it is a moose with its thick fur or a lighthouse built from solid stone, everything in Maine is designed to survive heavy storms and freezing winters. The people of Maine are just as varied as the landscape. Today, the community includes Wabanaki families, people of French Acadian descent, and newer arrivals like Somali families making a home here. Everyone brings their own skills and stories. Wabanaki artists continue the beautiful tradition of weaving baskets from brown ash trees, passing the technique straight from parents to children. To celebrate their home, the people of Maine share a few official state symbols. They chose the little black-capped chickadee as their state bird, the towering eastern white pine as their tree, and the American lobster, the state's famous animal with a hard, protective shell. Even though Maine's residents come from many different backgrounds, these familiar symbols help everyone celebrate the woods and waters they all share. A lot of folks in Maine make their living by working right in those cold environments. Out on the ocean, workers head out early in boats, hauling up traps full of lobsters. Back on land, farmers harvest millions of pounds of tiny, sweet wild blueberries from flat fields near the coast. Others work deep in the woods harvesting timber, or in massive shipyards along the rivers, welding steel together to build giant ships for the U.S. Navy. But it is not all hard work. Maine has a sweet side too, and even claimed the whoopie pie, two soft chocolate cakes with a fluffy white filling, as its official state treat. Maine's people use their rugged natural resources to build thriving industries while still making time for delicious traditions like the whoopie pie. Now that we have toured the museum, it is time to step into the activity room. Imagine rolling out dough to bake a warm, bubbling pie using those fresh wild blueberries. Or you could gather some smooth pieces of pine wood and glue them together, practicing the same shipbuilding skills the state is famous for. If you want to move around, you can pretend you are exploring the mountains during a heavy winter snowstorm. Try doing the moose walk with me. Lift your knees up high and step down slowly, pretending you are trudging through knee-deep snow. Maine's official motto is Dirigo, a Latin word that means I lead. It shows how everyone here leads the way by exploring the woods, tasting fresh food, and sharing their active spirit.